Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news of a surprise fall in dairy auction prices. This was a disappointing auction. Overall prices fell 2.4% in US dollar terms. The drop was unexpected and is the largest fall in over 6 months. Dragging prices down were whole milk powder prices, which represent about half the volume. These are expected, via the derivatives market, to rise to $3,300 a tonne, and an expected 5.7% rise. In fact, they fell to $3,037 a tonne, a 2.7% drop. That was completely unexpected turnaround, and there will be some investors nursing steep losses on the derivatives market. In New Zealand dollar terms, the fall was not as steep. Overall prices fell just 0.1% as the New Zealand dollar has weakened nearly 2 cents over the past 2 weeks. There was 37,990 tonnes of product sold in this auction, which is the largest volume since August 2015. Today's result will have analysts revising their payout predictions for the upcoming season. There is clearly pushback from buyers at these price levels. And the IMF has released research that shows encouraging rising debt, especially household debt, used to soften the effects of a recession, works for 3 to 5 years. But after that, things turn sour. This is based on a study of more than 80 advanced and emerging economies. And the implications are clear. Remember, we are now 10 years into a cycle like this, and the IMF doesn't see any neat way out of the problem. In the US, car makers like GM, Ford and Toyota posted solid sales gains in September, some of them sharply higher. But that was amid heavy consumer discounts and surging demand to replace hurricane-damaged vehicles. However, it has given the US industry relief from months of declining results. In Japan, consumer confidence edged up, a boost for Prime Minister Abe, who has had an unexpected election thrust on him. He is behind in the polls, but overnight his main rival, the Tokyo governor and the power broker who engineered the snap election, said she would not run in the election. Meanwhile, it has been revealed that the Japanese yen is now the third largest component of global reserves, after the dollar and the euro. China's yuan slots in 7th place, also behind the pound, the Australian and the Canadian dollars. We regularly ignore the power of the Japanese economy, but it continues to impress in the background. In Europe, the EU's antitrust regulator is set to order Luxembourg to retrieve hundreds of millions of euros in alleged unpaid taxes from Amazon.com, who is based there. But some of those taxes are presumably be for transactions originating in New Zealand, so they may set up a complicated discussion between Wellington and Brussels. In Australia, building approvals have avoided the second month of consecutive decline, although the overall trend shows residential construction is cooling. Permits for apartments rose 4.8% in August, but are down almost 30% over the year. All the key East Coast markets have seen declining building approval activity in recent months. New home sales picked up in August, however, as first home buyer incentives kicked in. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield is holding at 2.33%. The price of crude oil is down slightly again today and now just under $50.50 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is now under $56 a barrel. The price of gold has lost another $2 overnight, now at $1,271 an ounce. And the Kiwi dollar is again softer after the dairy auction and will start today at 71.6 US cents, and that's a 3-month low. On the cross rates, we're now at 91.4 Aussie cents and 60.9 euro cents. TWI is now at 74.4. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.